Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. Okay. The first topic that we want to take today: Does India's Mental Health Care Act 2017 protect patients' rights and dignity in the institutions? Right. At the news, this is the news regarding the mental health care provisions in India. The National Human Rights Commission in a report flagged the inhuman and deplorable condition of all 46 government-run mental health care institutions across India, out of which three are run by the Union government, means Government of India, and rest 43 are being run by different state governments. That means the National Human Rights Commission, the apex institution to or watchdog of the human rights in the country, it make a survey or visit of all the mental care institutions run by the government, whether central or state. The number is 46 in number. 3 are centrally run, 43 are run by different state government. And the conditions in all these institutions are very, very deplorable as per the report of the National Human Rights Commission. This expresses, okay, so how deplorable the condition in all government run mental health care institutions in the country. Okay, what are the deplorable conditions of health care? Okay, lack of infrastructure and proper amenity speak of a very pathetic and inhuman handling by different stakeholders. That means reports say so lack of infrastructure like doctor, okay, and especially the amenities as well as the persons to look after them. It is lacking in both the way. Okay, that is why. So it is being declared by the National Human Rights Commission as very very deplorable condition. Parliament passed the Mental Health Care Act in 2017, and as per the provision, the court that National Human Rights for community living such as halfway homes, sheltered accommodations, rehabilitation home, and supported accommodations. That object to sure they comply with the act. In a majority of the states, these bodies are yet to be established or remain defunct. So, and even if they have been created somewhere, so they remain defunct. Okay, so they have not been functional, they remain defunct. This is where the very purpose of their creation, there is a provision that mental health care board will be established, render people unable to exercise right or seek redressal in case of right violation. In September 2022, the Bombay High Court responded to a plea stating that mental health care institutions do not routinely assess the condition of patients to ascertain if they can be discharged. So, a person admitted or a mentally unwell person can only be discharged after making an assessment. Okay, okay. So it can make only it can assess. Okay, after proper assessment, so this can be done, but they are not making any assessment. Okay, so that is why before releasing the person, so normally as it is not being assessed properly, so it is not possible for getting it done. Fine. So, in September 2022, the Bombay High Court responded to a plea stating that mental health care institutions do not routinely assess the condition of patients to ascertain if they can be discharged. So, if they are recovering, they need to be discharged, and the discharge can be made only after making an assessment of the condition of the patient and ascertaining that. But this is not being done. It results in case where people languish in mental hospital for decades. Okay. In a separate order in December, the court subsequently noted the regrettable state of affairs. The court was informed that the state mental health authority, which was required to meet at least 4 times every year under Section 56, has remained inactive until August 2022. The court further reprimanded the government for its failure to implement the act. The act has been passed, but the government has failed to implement it properly. That is why the court intervening has reprimanded the government on this particular count, because act has not been properly implemented by the government. Fine. Experts note that the act takes on the human rights lens by shifting the obligations of care onto different stakeholders, including caregivers, government institutions, police officials, and mental health practitioners. Poor budgetary allocation and utilization of funds further create a scenario where shelter homes remain unequipped, establishments are understaffed, and professional and service providers are not adequately trained to deliver mental health care, he added. While the Act say a person can work out if they are recovered, in practice, people still need somebody, a caregiver, or the state to take them out. People are either put in this establishment by family because the family don't want to take them back, or even they are not sure that whether they will be able to provide the same care or not. That's why they want that the person still remain in the mental health care centers, even though they have recovered, because the family members are not sure that they'll be able to provide. Okay, so that is the major obstacles, because their own family members are not willing to take them because they don't feel that confident. Okay, whether recovery will be continuing or not, or the condition will deteriorate once they leave the mental health care system. Fine. Uh, in many cases, family refuse to take them because of the stigma attached to the incarceration, or the idea that the person is no longer functional in society. Because once they become mentally retarded, so they come under social stigma. So the family are not willing to take them again back to their home, apprehending that so how they will face the society. Fine. According to the study, gender discrimination play a role here. Women are more likely to be abandoned due to family disruptions, marital discord, and violence in the intimate relationship. Many long-term patients at mental health care institutions, especially women, have no place to go. Family do not want them back, and some are even asked to stay on that institution as they do not want to go back. Moreover, 55.4% of the people who live in the mental health care facilities are referred to by the police or magistrates. Most people have history of homelessness, poverty, and lack of education, and they thus have no place to go after recovery. This is a deplorable condition. So it is very well known that even if they have recovered, the neither the family takes them, willing to take them, nor anyone from the society take their responsibility. So even if they have recovered from their mental illness, still they are continue to they're forced to continue there in the mental health care facility, because so no social support or family support is provided to them. thereby leaving them to at the mercy of to stay at the same situation where they are when they are patients. Although they have recovered, still they are being placed at the same facility, and that is a violation of the human rights. Okay, because they are not they became full-fledged human being, normal human being, so they need to be shifted and given assimilated to the mainstream. But the social stigma attached to this prohibits them from joining the mainstream. Fine. While Section 19 recognizes the right of people to live in and be part of and not be segregated from society, there have been no concrete efforts towards implementation. The dearth of alternative community-based services in the form of home for assisted independent living, community-based mental health care services, and socio-economic opportunities further complicates access to rehabilitation. In 2021, a petition was filed before the Supreme Court challenging the rehabilitation of persons from long-stay mental health establishments into beggar homes or custodial homes in Maharashtra. The plea was in relation to the Maharashtra government shifting 190 patients who had no family to return to beggar homes, women's shelter homes, and age old homes as a way to rehabilitate them in the society. But this is not the right place for them. So they neither they are beggars nor they are that old. So or that such destitutes who will be shifted to those specific facilities, fine, but as a compulsion government has to shift them, but this is not the right approach, fine. In 2002, okay, so this is the condition. Supreme Court has challenged the in Supreme Court this was challenged, the Maharashtra government decision has challenged the Supreme Court. The state have begun experimenting with this model of reintegration and recovery. Chennai's Institute of Mental Health launched five halfway homes in collaboration with an NGO and managed by the district mental health program in October 2021, where people can access the confidence and skill needed to manage themselves outside the structured institutions. Kerala has also started halfway homes and community living centers, providing rehabilitation to people who are abandoned by family members, who do not wish to return to their family, who have no money of their families, and those who have mental disability and are unable to work. So even some state government have launched initiative, but they are so insufficient or so less in number that so very few are being accommodated there to be assimilated to the mainstream. The absence of rehabilitation institutions are the only space available for many persons living with mental illness. That means they are living with the institutions, means mental care institutions run by the government, leading those institutions to be overcrowded. Right? In the absence of rehabilitation, institutions are the only space available for many persons living with mental illness. According to experts, this is not the first time NHRC report have highlighted various challenges and human rights violations within these institutions. Yet nothing changes on the ground, and they suggest implementing rights and recovery-based approaches to change attitude and practices on the ground. So that is what. So rules are there. So the rules need to be properly implemented and more care is to be given. So this can be properly implemented. Our rules are fine, but whatever problems have been reported are in the form of its implementation. Fine. Then another news about the celestial world, a ring around a dwarf planet. Astronomers have found a ring around a dwarf planet located in the Kuiper belt at the solar system's edge, called Equator, according to new study. The ring, however, is positioned much farther away from the planet than is usual and defies theoretical explanations. The study, a dense ring of the trans-Neptunian object, Equator outside its Rothschild limit, is the topic. The study described the finding as very strange, saying they might force astronomers to rethink the laws governing planetary rings. According to the study, the ring lies far away from the Rothschild limit, a mathematically determined distance beyond which rings are not supposed to exist. So normally rings never exist beyond that, but in a very rare incident, a ring has been discovered over the year with an estimated radius of 555 km. The quarter is roughly half the size of Pluto and orbit beyond Neptune. It also has a moon of its own, which is known as Newt. The dwarf planet is too small and too distant to be observed directly. The researchers detected the ring with the help of a phenomenon called stellar occultation. But in this ring discovered, a stellar occultation occurs when, as seen from Earth, a brighter star passes behind. Okay, so this allows astronomers or anybody on Earth to observe the sun sellout of the planet for a brief period of time. The phenomenon, which rarely occurs, is used by researchers to analyze a planet's atmosphere and determine if it has a ring around it. In 1977, scientists discovered the Uranian ring system with the help of the stellar system. Okay, the team involved in this latest study examined Quarrel for around 3 years between 2018 and 2021 through Earth-based and space-based telescopes. During these years, the dwarf planet passed in front of four stars, helping researchers observe the shadow of the eclipses. However, they also observed some dimming of the starlight before and after the star blinked out. That pointed to a ring obscuring part of the light. Okay. So, what is the Rothschild limit? The most intriguing part of the finding is the distance between the quarter and its ring, located 200 miles away from the dwarf planet. The ring is around 1,400 miles further away from the Rothschild limit, as per the calculation of the scientists. They suggest that at such a distance, the particles of the ring should have come together to form a moon, but it is not the situation. Fine, this is the situation. So this is what. So this is moving at this distance. Okay, it's the quarrel, the Rothschild limit, but this is available. The ring is much beyond this, at a much larger distance. For a further understanding of the Rothschild limit, let's look at the Earth and the Moon. The Earth's gravity pull on the Moon, however, one side of the Moon is closer to the planet and hence the pull is stronger on the side facing the Earth. The result is the so-called tidal force, which either stretches or compresses the Moon from all sides. What helps the Moon keep it together is its own gravity. It essentially counteracts the effect of the tidal force. But if it brings the moon close to the earth, the tidal force will overcome the satellite's gravity and then disintegrate it, turning the moon into a ring. The minimum distance at which this happens is known as the Roche limit. If this limit is crossed, then the star that its own identity will be at risk. It is named. It will be converted to a ring. It is named after the French astronomer Edward Roche, who discovered the limit in 1848. The Roche limit does not just exist between just the Earth and the Moon. It is applicable to any planet and the celestial bodies around it. For instance, certain the beautiful ring that we have around the planet are within the Roche limit, and therefore there are no moons on that area. Okay, because this is the area where no satellite is permitted or is really available. In 1992, comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 get too close to Jupiter, breaching the Roche limit, and was broken apart by the tidal forces. 2 years later, part of it collided with the planet, providing the first direct observation of an extraterrestrial collision of solar system objects. Because it came too close, so it was broken by the impact of the attraction of the big planet like Jupiter. Okay, the reason behind this Quarrel's far out ring, as we know, nobody exactly know how Quarrel's ring has managed to remain stable at such a distance from the Roche limit. The researchers of the study have said that there can be a variety of possible explanations, but they are not sure about any one of them. It might be possible that Quarrel's moon would or some other unseen moon contribute gravity that somehow hold the ring stable. Another potential explanation can be that the particles of the ring are colliding with each other in such a way that they are avoiding to coalesce into the moon. No matter what the region, astronomers believe the new study points to the possibility of discovering more rings around smaller planets like the Quirrell in the outer solar system. Because right now we only know that only the Saturn has a ring, but there are other planets so who have rings around them. And this discovery, okay, will bring new hope to the world of astronomy. Fine. Then the next topic we'll take is the man-made fiber. Textile Minister hold first meeting of the newly constituted Textile Advisory Group of for man-made fiber. Okay. So types of fibers. Fibers may be natural fibers. Natural fibers are fibers made by nature. Example are cotton, wool, silk, flax, or hemp. Okay. Man-made fibers are man-made fibers are fibers made by man. So like that, your all these rexins and all these. Okay. Man-made fiber can be organic or inorganic. Organic man-made fibers can be made from natural metals like wood or are made from synthetic polymers. Synthetic fibers, okay. Synthetic fibers are synthetics from chemical processes. Man-made synthetic fibers are also called artificial fibers. These synthetic fibers are first developed in the 19th century for the production of stronger fibers that can withstand high pressure. Example, synthetic fibers are nylon, acrylic, polyesters, etc., which have much resistance. Okay, or they can withstand higher pressure than the natural fibers. Regenerated fibers, these are semi-synthetic fibers that are made from the raw materials having long chain polymer structure. They are modified and are partially degraded during the chemical processes. These regenerated fibers are made from cellulose polymers that are naturally occurring in cotton, wood, hemp, flax, etc. The cellulose is first converted into a pure form of viscous mass and is then converted into fibers by extrusion through snippets. The first man-made regenerated fiber are rayon and acetate, okay, which are widely used. Advance of the man-made fibers, high strength, retain their original shape, elastic, soft, low cost, color can easily be incorporated in the man-made fibers. They are lightweight materials, easy manufacturing. Disadvantage is man-made fibers do not absorb moisture and trap heat in our body. Okay. So, in a concerted push to upgrade infrastructure along the country's northern border, northeastern region, amid the ongoing stand-up with China, the Union Cabinet approved the allocation of 4,800 crore for the center's Vibrant Village program. Okay, the central government has launched this program called the Vibrant Village program in the northeastern region of the country. Fine. Uh, Okay, 4,800 crore for the center's Vibrant Village program. Even as the Cabinet Committee on Security approved the induction of over 9,000 troops in the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force. Okay, two things. So first is that to ensure security by deploying more security forces, and also to launch the Vibrant village program, because the villages in the border areas sharing China in the northeastern states need to be developed, need to be made more vibrant, so the threat perception can be reduced. About the scheme, the Vibrant Village scheme will provide funds for development of essential infrastructure. Remember this point. So through this program, Vibrant Village program, central government has allocated 4,800 crore, and this amount will be spent for development of essential infrastructure and creation of livelihood opportunity in 19 districts and 46 border block in 4 states and 1 union territory on the north land border of the country. Fine. What will be created? Development of essential infrastructure and creation of livelihood opportunity in 19 districts in 4 states and 1 union territory, the northern land border of the country. Okay, mandate vibrant village program will help in achieving inclusive growth and retaining the population in the border areas. Okay, that is what is the objective of the program. In the first page, 63 villages will be taken up for the program. Okay, vibrant village program will be implemented in. Okay, Vibrant Village program will be implemented in 19 districts and 46 border blocks, 4 states and 1 union territory along the northern land border of the country. Funding Vibrant Village program was approved with a financial allocation of 4,800 crore. Out of the financial allocation of 4,800 crore, 2,500 crore rupee will be used for roads, construction of roads, because connectivity or the physical connectivity, the most important requirement in the border area for the people as well as for the movement of the armed forces in the border areas. Significance: the vibrant village scheme will result in comprehensive development of villages of blocks on northern borders, thus improving the quality of life of the people living in the identified border villages. Once roads are created, connectivity will increase, and connectivity will make their life easier. This will help in encouraging people to stay in their native locations in border areas and reversing the out migration from this area, adding to improve security of the border, because the absence of the facility, especially roads, always the roads, so people try to migrate outside that location, that makes the enemy to take over the territory or make an entry to that area. The people stay over there, so they will be themselves protecting their area, and this infrastructure creation, especially road creation, all of the road creation will definitely encourage people to be there. The vibrant village scheme aid to identify and develop the economic drivers based on local natural human and other resources of the border villages on northern borders, and develop of growth centers on hub and spoke model. This will be done through promotion of social entrepreneurship. Okay, empowerment of youth and women through skill development and entrepreneurship. Okay, one so it will be the hub and spoke. So one the hub and will be spokes will spread around. Development center will be. Okay, that is what. Okay, so empower youth and the women through skill development and entrepreneurship, leveraging the tourism potential through promotion of local cultural traditional knowledge and heritage. Okay, So because those areas have a wider scope for promotion of tourism, and tourism can give employment to the local people. That is why this program also want to promote tourism, and because local tradition, culture, knowledge will be used to promote tourism. Development of sustainable eco agribusiness and the concept of one village one product through community based organization, cooperative, self help group. Okay, development of sustainable eco agribusiness on the concept of one village one product. This is a program being led by the government to promote the product of specific villages. So one district one product, one station one product, one village one product are the different schemes which want to popularize the a product of different area through the social media activities and promotion. So the product of that particular area can gain access around the country, and the demand can be created for them. So government will promote that. Fine. Implementation. The vibrant village action plan will be created by the district administration with the help of the Gram Panchayat. 100% saturation of central state schemes will be ensured. Key outcomes that have been attempted are connectivity with all weather roads, drinking water, 24 into 7 electricity, solar and wind energy to be given focus attention, mobile and internet connectivity provided. Tourist centers, multi-purpose centers, and health and wellness centers will be established there. Okay, to provide all the facilities. So tourist will increase, as well as creating all these facility will keep the people there. They will not migrate from that locality. Okay, there will not be overlap with border area development program, because that is separate program run by the Home Ministry. So the border area development. So, but this program will be separately launched without being converged with the border area development program. Then let's talk about the question. Okay, okay. So discuss the challenges and opportunities of India's export sector and suggest strategy to increase its competitiveness. So export is a big source of earning for any country, and those countries who become rich at present are because their export, they have been able to increase their exports, so they become rich. Fine, because their exports are more, so they become rich. Fine. Okay. India is the world's fifth largest economy and has a significant export sector. In recent years, the country has been trying to boost its export competitiveness to enhance its economic growth. According to the World Trade Organization, India's export grew from USD 289 billion in 2008 to 600 billion in 2021. So, it is near a twofold increase. Despite its impressive growth, India's export sector faces several challenges that impede its competitiveness in the global market. India has very big potentiality, but in comparison to others, so the Indian achievement is much less than. So what is its potentiality? That is why. So the focus. Okay. So the focus is on how to go for enhancing Indian export, and the export growth will make India a developed country, or economic strength will give more advantage to India in the global uh, scenario. Fine. Okay. Challenges faced by Indian export sector. Despite being one of the fastest growing economy, Indian export sector face several challenges over the years. What are the challenges faced by the Indian export sector? One, the infrastructure. India's export sector lack world-class infrastructure, which makes it difficult to move goods. Okay, in the absence of infrastructure, it is really difficult to move. Okay, so what is infrastructure? Lack of world-class infrastructure, which makes it difficult to move goods from production center to the ports, roads, railway, etc. The physical regulatory procedures, cumbersome regulatory procedures have been a major challenges for the export sector in India. Long wait times and complicated procedure often discourage exporters from shipping their goods. Inefficient custom clearance. The process of custom clearance in India is slow and bureaucratic, leading to delay and high cost. Competition from other countries. India faces stiff competition from other emerging countries such as China and Vietnam, which have well established export sectors and offer low cost manufacturing options. High logistic costs. The high logistic costs in India, including transportation and storage, make it less competitive to the global market, because these two have impact on the. Okay, so this is what so high logistic cost, because that the transportation cost is higher. We depend upon the fossil fuel. Okay, so that is why our export become uncompetitive in international market. Lack of innovation. Indian export sector is dominated by the traditional industries such as textile, gems and jewelry, agriculture. These industries have limited potential for innovation and value addition, leading to low profit margin and low competitiveness. Fine. Opportunity in India's export sector. Despite the challenges, Indian export sector has several opportunities to increase its competitiveness in the global market. Some of these opportunities include favorable government policies. The government of India has introduced several policies to boost export, so the foreign trade policy, the mercantile export from India scheme, the service, so MEIS, SEIS are the two very popular scheme. One is this MEIS, mercantile export from India scheme, another the SEIS, services export from India scheme. This is the services export from India scheme. This in this place will be services. Then we have some other scheme like the focus market scheme. Then we have also the focus product scheme, where we focus on specific product for export. In the market, we specific market of different region, African market, Gulf market, Asian market. Okay, so focus product scheme, focus market schemes have been launched over there. Fine. Okay, so this is what skill labor force. India has a large pool of skilled worker which can be leveraged to increase the competitiveness of the export sector, but they are not being properly utilized because the Skill India program and other skill based program launched by the government has increased the number of skilled manpower in the country. So they have to be properly utilized, especially Indian skilled in the IT sector, biotechnology, healthcare. They need to be used. Okay, so rising middle class. Okay, so emerging sectors, India service sector is growing rapidly, which presents opportunity for export in sector like IT services, data consultancy services, healthcare, radiology laboratory, and education. Rising middle class, India's growing middle class has increased demand for high quality goods, which presents opportunity for Indian exporters to cater to this market. Strategy to increase India's export competitiveness. To increase India's export competitiveness, the following strategy can be implemented. Improving infrastructure. The government should invest in improving the infrastructure, including road, railway, port, container terminal, transportation cost, and improve the logistics supply chain. Okay. Then streamlining regulatory and procedures. The government should simplify and streamline regulatory procedures to make it easier for exporters to ship their goods. Enhancing custom clearances. The government should introduce technology-based solution to improve custom clearance process and reduce delay. Developing new markets, Indian exporters should explore new markets to reduce their reliance on traditional market, such as the United States and Europe. Encouraging innovation, The government should encourage innovation in the manufacturing sector by providing incentive to research and development. Fine. Indian potential is large, so it needs to be explored only. And if timely action is taken and that is done in a very proactive manner, so Indian export will definitely increase, and this increase will contribute to Indian economic growth and Indian share in world trade, which is around 2%, slightly more than 2%, but has a potentiality to grow a lot because India is one of the sunrise economy in the country. So India's export potential are high. That needs only proper exploring by creating infrastructure and the service conditions. So export can increase from India to a large extent. Then moving to the MCQs of the day, consider the following statement: Vibrant Village Program is a central sector scheme under which holistic development work are to be undertaken across northern bordering villages. It has been announced under the Union Budget 23-24. Okay. It was not declared in the budget, separately made. Okay. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, not central sector scheme, because the states which will be implemented will not contribute anything. So it is a centrally sponsored scheme. That means 100% expenditure by government of India. And it was not declared by the budget 23-24, separately declared of the budget was presented. Fine. So answer will be none of these. So two which of the following is the man-made fiber? Okay. So you see there are man-made fiber, natural fibers. Okay. Rayon is the man-made fiber. Linen, silk, hemp are all natural fibers. Only the rayon, okay, is a man-made fiber, chemical made in the factory. The following statement, Quasar is currently defined as a minor planet. That is right. Quasar is a distant part of the solar system called the Kuiper belt, which contains many icy bodies. So both are correct. And then Roche limit upon mention is related to which of the following: celestial mechanism, polluting limit, building code, international trade. So it is a celestial mechanism to measure the distance. With reference to Mental Health Act 2017, consider the following statement: all states are required to establish a state mental health authority and mental health review boards. Fine, that's correct. Okay. And it decriminalizes attempted suicide. That also. So earlier, attempted suicide was a criminal offense, but the act has amended it. So right now, attempt to suicide is no more considered as a criminal act. So decriminalize attempted suicides. So both are correct. Then consider the following statement with respect to National Central Zoo Authority. It is a statutory body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Central Zoo Authority has been okay. So okay, it is correct. The Central Zoo Authority has been constituted under Section 38A of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, right? It is an affiliate member of the World Association for Zoo and Aquariums. Okay, so that is also correct. So all the three, 1, 2, 3 are correct. The statute called Parrot Lady, upon mention in news, recently belonged to which of the following? It is the Khajuraho temple. Okay, in Madhya Pradesh. The term Amrit Prex 2023 often mentioned in news related to which of the following? So it is related to exhibit rich culture and heritage achievement of India through stamps and letter writing. So this is called the Amrit Prex 2023. Then Parhaya is a particularly vulnerable tribal group, PB3G. So they are found in Jharkhand. So in India, there are 75 PBTG. Okay, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So their total number is 75 in India. 13 are in Odisha, Mankidia, Dongoria, Kanda, etc. Okay, so Sabara, so they are the major primitive, particularly vulnerable tribal groups in India. Okay, so this group is found in Jharkhand. Fine. Recently, government has launched a program for them. This particularly vulnerable tribal groups, government has launched a special program for them. Then the Saman Bird Sanctuary. Saman Bird Sanctuary is Manipur. Fine, northeastern states of Manipur. The bird sanctuary is located. Fine. This way, your today's discussion is over. So keep on watching every day for these news updates. So you can update yourself on the daily development on a regular basis and get engaged. Okay. Thank you.